If you're looking for a laugh while cleaning a roof, got to kill some time making windows sublime, you got the right plan with Ryan and Dan. Welcome to the Uncleanables Podcast.
Welcome back to another episode of the Uncleanables Podcast, guys. We are live from our hospital beds because Dan has nearly died 6 times since we started recording, and I also have a bit of a sore throat.
Is that all you've got?
Well, I shit myself this morning as well.
Do you know how many people are like banged up in hospital and all you got is a cough?
Well, I did poo myself on the way out the door.
Did you really?
That was pretty serious, man. I literally went for a cheeky leg up fart as I walked out the door this morning. Luckily, I was still at home.
Mate, are you genuinely, you followed through?
I followed through, poo.
Mate, that's awful.
Yeah, I know. It's never happened to me before that way. That way. That specific way. As I was walking out the door.
Are you on
a couple of times I'm walking in the door.
Are you on any antibiotics?
No. Just crack.
Mate, what happened then?
I ain't got a clue, mate. It was my birthday, wasn't it? So I was away for the weekend.
That's got everything to do with it, mate.
I had a couple of takeaways. I had a Korean burger takeaway, which was...
But that sounds incredible.
It was incredible. And I had the best Chinese takeaway I've ever had in my life.
Really?
Whilst we were away.
Yeah.
It was so good. And I think just a culmination of just eating. Because I've been eating so clean, my body's not been used to it.
Chucking a load of spices on you, yeah.
Yeah, I've just all in one weekend. I also finished off last night with, and I don't eat any chocolate, as you know, but I bought Ruby hazelnut chocolate pillows. It's like, Crave, cereal Crave.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that, but not just milk chocolate, it's like Nutella chocolate.
But do you eat it like Crave?
Yeah, like cereal,
So yeah.
But I had like probably 3/4 of a pack of cereal in a bowl. Yeah, of that chocolate cereal.
And then you filled the milk up, oat milk?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I've got chocolate protein milk, like it's free from.
Mate, that's chocolate overload, man. No wonder you shat yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I had to rush home halfway through the day because I nearly shit myself again. I made it though that time, that was alright.
Mate, that's unbelievable.
But full on, like, change pants, everything. Brutal.
Mate, it's been a long time since it happened to me.
It's been a long time since it happened to me, mate.
I say a long time, probably about 6 months.
Yeah, 3 weeks. Happened whilst I was on holiday last week.
Brutal, isn't it?
But yeah, other than that, and then on the way home from my holiday...
Oh, you had a stinker, didn't you?
Fucking car tyre got put in a spliff, got a bun, it weren't even that big of a pothole.
I can't believe you ain't got a spare on your car.
I know. Apparently, according to the guy who changed the tyres, so basically, let me just tell people what happened. Lorry in front of us. So the lorry's gone over the pothole because it's got big
If you
tyres.
stop every time I cough, this is going to be a long old podcast, mate. Just carry on talking.
Yeah, we want to pump some numbers up, I think. And we were behind the lorry. So obviously, by the time we saw the pothole, we were 2 car lengths away from it, and I weren't looking for potholes because we were going for a new build estate. So I didn't think anything of it.
Yeah.
So we've hit this pothole.
At 75 mile an hour?
It weren't that, probably 40, but it and a half made a...
Did everyone just jump in their seats?
No, it weren't like that. It was just like, it was like hitting a brick wall, but not stopping. And nothing really happened straight away. So I was like, I think we got away with it. So I was like hanging out the window trying to hear if it's hissing. I'm like, tyre pressure light hasn't come on. Like, worst case scenario, alloy's cracked and we're going to have to get a new alloy, but we'll make it home and be fine. Anyway, pulled up to the next set of traffic lights about 300 metres away. Bing. Light came on.
Low pressure.
Like,
Isn't it the worst light?
And it's fucked as well because like, you've hit a pothole hard, it's not puncture, you've not gone over a screw. You know there's a rip in the tyre, so it's not fixable. So I pulled into this Sainsbury's local car park, maximum stay 30 minutes, £180 fine. I was like, here we go.
Gonna be good here for another 48 hours.
Yeah. So and we've got all the holiday stuff in the boot.
Yeah.
So I've got like the pram, the thing that goes on the pram.
What, the baby?
Yeah. Both mine are Zoe's bags, Ruby's bag, Violet's bag, changing bag, bag of food from like what we didn't.
Bag of bags.
Yeah, bag. Yeah, it was a bag of bags actually. Yeah, shopping bags. And so I pulled all that out, like lifted the thing up, and there's the shape of a spare tyre,
but no spare
tyre. So I was like, started calling people.
I think dealers nick them, didn't you?
They might do, yeah, they might do.
Because I've clocked on my van, the dealers nicked my air compressor.
Yeah, well, someone who owns it just takes it and don't put it back.
Cool, yeah.
Started calling people, and for some reason my phone still had my location as where we were staying, which is about 40 minutes north. So I'm getting these quotes come back at 300 quid. I was like, that's pricey. Like, I know it's a Saturday, but it's not middle of the night. It's middle of the day.
Still working time.
Yeah. So I carried on ringing around, and then I noticed. So I updated it to Colchester, which where we were, and called the next person. 190 quid.
There you go.
And I could be with you an hour and 10 minutes. So I thought, I'll do that. There's no point in me carry on ringing around trying to save a tenner or 25 minutes. Just do it. Hey guys, before we get back to the podcast, we just wanted to let you know about a new thing that we've added to the podcast to help support our travels, to support our getting guests on the podcast, and just to overall help us out a little bit with the running costs of a podcast.
And in return of your support, guys, we have put together the Uncleanables Community Hub. And this is a hub where like-minded individuals such as yourself can come together, you can share ideas, you can chat, you can discuss work, all different topics, all under one roof.
So it's super easy to join the community, guys. There's a link in the description below. Just click on that. It will take you through to our YouTube page. On the membership section, you can sign up there. Whether you're listening or watching, it will be in the description of the show notes.
And once again, thanks for your support, guys. Back to the podcast.
Give him the deposit. Anyway, he calls me an hour in, 10 past 12 it was, he called me. Just picking up your tyre, mate, and I'm going to come over to you. So I didn't know where we were, so I had to send him my location on WhatsApp. So I sent it over to him, he's texted me back, brilliant, map says an hour and 20 minutes.
Oh, mate, he said fucking an hour and 10 in the beginning.
So I was like, what are you going to do? I paid the deposit.
Mate. Yeah, you're stuck, yeah.
He's on his way. Turns out, he'd come from Rayleigh. So they've got a depot in Holbridge.
Mate, you're joking.
And he lives in Rayleigh. I was like, mate, we're going back to Rayleigh. He'd been in Grays, so he had to go back to Rayleigh then to where we were. But there'd been a crash on the A12. So although it took us 40 more minutes to get home, it took him an hour and 20 to get to us because of this crash. Then as he's changing the tyre, so we've been there 3 hours at this point, he's changing the tyre, and this bird walks behind the car and she goes, Ryan? I've never been to this place before in my life. I'll turn around and it's a bloke who used to work for me, his wife.
Really?
Yeah, they moved to Colchester. Like when they bought a house, it was slightly cheaper.
I thought that weren't going there then. I thought you were going to say it was a bloke that used to work with me turned into a woman. No. That's the way you said it. I was like, no way.
No. I just thought, how random.
Mate, how random.
They lived at the estate where this Sainsbury's Opal was.
Mate, it's such a small world, isn't it?
Yeah, so that was my weekend. So I've had a few days off. And as such, I've got quite a low number for how many customers I've had.
How many have you got?
So, we should get like a little sound effect when we lift this up. Like Donkey Kong climbing a ladder.
Yeah.
Is it in frame? It is in frame. I've only added one new customer this week. Now, I'm also, just to caveat that, trialling some new ads. So my original ad in January worked really well. I was really happy with it. But you can always make improvements. So I'm trialling some new things. I've got a much lower budget just to see how it reacts. So for this week, probably next week, I'm going to have probably a lower number. But how many customers have you had this week to your business?
4. I feel like that's my kind of sweet spot, you know?
You are smashing it, my man. You are absolutely smashing it. So,
Double A's added 3.
Yeah, Double A added 3, and the winner of this here competition, we reckon, has added 19. But just to talk about the competition winnings, go on, let go, son. We've got to thank CVS for supplying a water-fed pulse for the whoever the winner may be. We don't know yet.
We also have to thank
Holy. Also Holy. Both companies have a link in the description. You can save £5 or 10% depending on how much you order with Holy. You don't save anything with CVS, but get in touch with him, and
cheap
he's
enough.
doing a great deal for everyone for
And
the
I
podcast.
can confirm I have coughed over both of them. So just remember that.
Yeah, we'll spray them with some isopropyl alcohol before we send them off to the winner.
No worries at all.
But we
and a cheese roll from my missus. Don't forget the cheese roll.
And the cheese roll. There'll be some Uncleanables goodies as well.
Oh, we've got bundles of goodies. Should we show the new goodies?
Yeah, I was going to say, before we get on to how your week's been, should we show them the latest addition to what's turned up?
The latest addition to what's turned up. Two things. We ain't going to get the other one.
No, I'm not going to get. So first thing was the. Oh, go on, yeah, show them that.
That is for your van spelling.
Open it up.
Lovely.
Well, we'll open it up. We'll hang it up. We'll hang it on the Waterford pole.
Are you sure? We've only got 10,000.
Yeah. So you can't show them the back at the right. On the back
we won't.
It's
Yeah.
in there.
Mate, they smell incredible.
They smell so good.
It's called black ice, isn't it?
Yeah. So I think that's a perfume. Someone in the comments might be able to
get on that, man. Look how good that looks.
Go on, show them the back. Show them the back. This is 100% genuine.
100% genuine quote
that we've had from one of our viewers. Direct message they did.
DM'd us.
Yeah, from the Ouija.
DM'd us, yeah.
So, yeah, these are going to be going out to the winner of the competition, and also you can catch some of them at the expo.
You can catch them all at the expo.
They're going to be at the expo.
Mate, you catch these hands at the expo.
Come on. Don't mess about with us. But yeah, we've got loads of goodies. We also had a roller banner turn up, didn't we?
We can't really get that out here, but
No.
trust me, lads, it looks dynamite.
Yeah,
it looks
it's
really
got a QR
good.
code for anyone who doesn't watch the podcast.
Yeah, so we
scan it in case we're
we'll be flying
busy.
at the. You ain't gonna miss us at the expo, that's for sure.
No, absolutely not. So how was your week, Big? What have you been up to?
It was good. I had a slow week, a proper January week, I call it.
Was it?
I felt awful. I felt absolutely awful. I've gone to the hospital, mate. I'm on antibiotics. I'm on everything. I've only started really feeling human again. My first day back at work today. But last week I helped my mate out who had a big warehouse empty.
Yeah.
So we got it done and we painted the floor. Anyway, so we got that done. Absolute mammoth job. Got it all wrapped up and that, and then we painted the floor, and then I got my van sign written.
Oh, it looks incredible.
And it does look good, doesn't it? Yeah.
Head over on your Instagram, innit?
No, I'd only put the story. I haven't done a proper shoot yet.
Get a photo up on your Instagram, and then anyone who wants to see it, head over to
Instagram and have a look. I've got my website man. My website man's really cool, and he's in. I've added him in the Discord. I think it's actually his hobby. I'm starting to think it's his hobby.
So he doesn't do that for a job?
No, he does it for a job, but he actually just loves editing stuff.
Yeah.
So he said to me, free of charge, he said, Dad, just shoot me over a couple of the pictures. He went, I'll just put something together cool for you. And I thought, that's cool of him, isn't it?
Yeah, he's nice of him.
So I've shot them all over to him. He's going to come back with a bit of magic and then I'll upload it. The week's been all right. I had probably the biggest inquiry I think I've ever had in my life.
Oh, is this the warehouse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I get a call from a guy and he says, I'm on your website. Just typed in good-looking geezers. Good-looking salts with a cough.
Yeah. With half a lung.
Yeah, mate, honestly. And he said, can you come down and price me and all the rest of it? I'm not going to give locations because I think a lot of people will be fighting for this, but had to price cleaning a warehouse. Now, if you think of like a Tate and Lyle factory, you wouldn't be wrong. Yeah, like absolutely enormous.
What was the square meterage, do you know, roughly?
I don't know the square meterage, but I can probably say there's probably 25 lorry bays each side.
That's pretty big then.
Oh, mate, like the biggest thing you've ever seen. It took about 45 seconds to a minute to drive around it.
Really?
Yeah, trust me.
Pretty big.
And he said, can you quote to clean it? And I said, yeah. And he said, obviously, if you get this, there's others to come. And I said, how many more? And he said 22. So I was like, mate, that's crazy. So potentially, obviously, if we get that, it's game changer. But we'll see. But there's going to be, obviously, you have to get a crane involved.
So all 22 of them the same size?
Yeah,
That's insane.
Ish, yeah. It would be like, mate, I can't go into too much detail, NDE and but there's everything to be cleaned. Like it's mammoth. It's absolutely mammoth. He's sick of the geezer at the minute.
Similar to that one I quoted a little while ago. Then.
Yeah, exactly that. Interesting.
I don't. It must be the time of year. Well, I personally haven't quoted any, but
I'll
I've
tell
been
you
brought
what.
in to quote on 3 warehouses.
Do you know what?
And then you've had your one come through, so it must be like a warehouse cleaning time of year.
But I think they don't age well. Warehouses don't age well. Do you know what doesn't age well is aluminium. You know, like aluminium cladding. It ages fantastic. It lasts forever. It's great in that aspect. But it just goes all mildewy and grimy.
Yeah, especially if it's light coloured.
Do you know, like a brick building? Mate, it will stay relatively the same. Mate, you chuck an alley cladding on a building, that'll be mullered in 15 years. It'll be...
It's got to be something to do with the static.
I just think it's
picking
something...
up dust and stuff.
It's not porous, is it? And it's just like the moisture just sits on it. It doesn't breathe and all the rest of it. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it's just a cool thing. So we'll see. I'm hoping to hear back from him if I hear back.
If that comes in, that'd be lovely. That'd be a lovely little job. I quoted a little grass clean, artificial grass clean.
Enormous.
2,000 square metres.
2,000 of artificial grass?
Yeah, in Southampton. That was from another company. He's asked me to come do that.
Did you drop your price?
No. It's £2 a square metre. $4,000. It's not massive price-wise, but two-day job, I reckon.
What is that? That can't be a residential house.
It's a go outdoors, which they sell tents and stuff. So I think it's in like the middle of their store or back of their warehouse or something, and they've got a load of tents on it so I don't think it's laid on a bed. It's laid on the concrete.
It's not outside in someone's garden. I see what you mean.
Yeah, I think it's for show, but it's gone all mossy, which makes me think it's laid on concrete, so it can't breathe.
So is it in a shop or not?
It's at the back of a shop.
How on earth has it got mossy?
I think it's because it's laid on concrete.
But is it outside or inside?
It's outside.
Oh, I thought you said it was
concrete's
inside.
got wet.
Yeah, and it can't go anywhere.
It can't go anywhere because it's
can't go anywhere.
Yeah, can't go anywhere.
So they want you to turn up and shit your pants.
Yeah. I've already done that on the way there, so that's fine.
Get out of the way nice and early now.
Yeah, I'm also going to do a test patch on a warehouse, actually, funny enough, on Monday next week in Kent. That's for a similar sort of thing, walls, some pressure washing. I say actually, some walls and pressure washing, maybe the roof.
I told that dude I'd water-fed pole it.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do, I think.
And I sat there and I laid in bed that night.
I'll be bringing you in on that one if it comes in, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
I sat and laid in bed that night and I thought, mate, there's no way. There's no way.
Why?
You're going to scrub every inch of that building. There's no way.
Yeah, I think you'll be surprised how easily it comes off.
Really?
Aluminium cladding, yeah.
I mean, I thought that, but
It's
even
similar
so,
to window cleaning.
I thought it would
if you
be.
had a really dusty window,
Yeah.
or even like a really green window, like it doesn't like stick to the glass. You don't have to scrub it off.
I was thinking about just getting like a little karcher. Like just a karcher and just like, because obviously if I'm like
You pay power
15 metres in the
isn't
air.
it?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You could, for a job that size, you could consider upgrading your pressure washer and getting a power pole conversion.
I was thinking that, yeah.
And then, do you need to take that?
No.
You sure?
Tell my mum.
Oh, that guy's just
Mate, she wants to
long it off.
video me, but I'm like, mate, I'm in the worst area
Everyone
ever.
wants to video you. It must be something to do with the podcast you're on or something.
Trust me, it definitely ain't. Don't see Lee Pryor calling me, do you?
But yeah, I think you'll be surprised how easy it comes off. Yeah. There'll probably be some areas that are a little bit more difficult. I've got that those 3 warehouses we do, what I do on the commercial day.
Yeah.
So they're building more warehouses there.
Yeah.
So that cladding gets really dirty and none of them want to have it cleaned because they've still got to build a load of warehouses.
Yeah.
But every month I'm there, I clean a little square next to their door just to show them what it would look like. And
is it easily cleaned?
just water, really. You could almost not brush it.
Really?
Yeah, it just melts off.
It's funny, isn't it? It's a funny old material, aluminium.
But it's not porous, so nothing soaks into it.
No, it's just
So
all
it's
just
nice and easy to clean. But there's just so much of it. And because it's curved, you're almost tripling the surface area.
Yeah.
So if it was flat, it's probably more than triple. But there was something that Jed, his name is, he's one of our viewers, and he comments a lot. Big up, Jed.
Thanks, Jed.
And he messaged me just in regards to a query he had about QR codes on vans, and do we think it's important? I said, you're actually having this was just before you had your van time written.
Yeah.
And I'd seen your design. the guy who designed yours hadn't included a QR code.
Correct, yeah.
But, for example, Szilard has got a QR code on his van. I don't know the figures of how many people actually scan it, but my argument was, well, it wasn't an argument, but where I was coming from with it was, I don't think people go out their way to use QR codes. I think they're handy, and I would use a QR code because I know how they work. But do you ever use a QR code?
I think they are the most stupidest thing on the planet, and I would ban them tomorrow.
See, this is what I said to him, because you're very old school.
Yeah.
You'd much rather phone someone.
Yeah, totally.
Or even an email at worst case scenario, but you're never going to QR code something.
Mate, have you ever gone into a restaurant? You go, mate, you got a menu? Yeah, mate, scan a QR code.
Yeah.
You think, fuck off, mate.
Yeah.
Mate, fuck off.
It's almost more difficult.
Mate, I want an A4 page to go through. Mate, you want me bent over like some Herbert in the corner of your restaurant in a dim lit looking at like cheese on toast? Mate, get the fuck out of my... mate, honestly, I know we said no swearing. I am so against QR codes.
Yeah, this breaks the rules, isn't it?
So against QR codes. Mate, what'd you do? I'm going to tell you. Scan it, geese. Get out of here.
I don't know. In our situation, it would be more if you were on a job and your van was parked somewhere else, or say you were indoors and your van was outside and they've seen you do this, and this, and they can scan it to go straight to your website, or whatever.
Do you know what else sends you straight to my website?
The website.
Typing in my website.
Yeah. I know. I'm agreeing with you that I don't think they're a necessity in this.
I think
at the moment, they're not a necessity.
I think they're very good. Okay. And I'll tell you the best example I can give to use a QR code. Mm-hmm. When you're walking around a museum and you see the bones of a dinosaur. Yeah, little kids should have them, and it should say scan here to see what this dinosaur used to look like. And you ain't got to scan it if you don't want to, but you can scan it. And they scan it and they go, wow, yeah, look at how big he is.
That's quite cool.
And that I think that's the best idea for a QR code.
Yeah.
Keep it nice and simple. Don't make people in a hurry want to fucking scan something. Stop it. It's just horrible.
This is where I tell you, we've got QR for the podcast.
No, but even so, it's like you got the Uncleanables Podcast. Scan the QR code. No, I'll type in the Uncleanables Podcast.
Yeah, well, I mean,
but that's me personally.
I'd much rather people type it in because it's good for SEO. But, like, for example, the reason I've put the QR code on the roller banner for the show is if we're both recording and someone wants to quickly check out, like, or they want to quickly subscribe, but they want to come back later on.
Mate, totally agree.
They can scan it. It'll take them straight to the YouTube page.
That makes sense.
Press subscribe.
That makes sense.
And they close their phone, and they can come back to it later on.
Yeah, that makes sense, right? It's when you start putting QR codes in front of as an obstacle.
Yeah, I think as well. I think Szillard's van.
Yeah.
His QR code starts a WhatsApp chat.
Yeah.
I think that's quite a good idea.
So that's a reason to have it.
Yeah.
I endorse that.
So
that makes sense.
I'm sure he says like WhatsApp us QR code.
Yeah.
When you scan it, it opens up a chat
straight up to the web. Yeah. Fair enough.
I think that's quite cool.
But I think when you're trying to just use a QR code for the sake of using it, bro, stop. To me, that's like walking into a tattoo shop and go, I don't know what I want. What have you got?
But then I think you hit on a very good point there. Doing any form of marketing for the sake of doing it is not a good idea.
Yeah, agreed.
Whenever you do marketing, there should be a reason you're doing it. And I think this is where a lot of people trip up with spending money on Facebook or Google because they don't know why they're doing it. So this whole year, I'm trying to get more window cleaning customers.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm spending money on is adverts for window cleaning. I'm not even telling people I do other services.
Yeah.
Even though you could argue that I might be leaving money on the table.
Yeah.
And how do you know that person who's inquired for your window cleaning services doesn't want their patio jet washed?
I know what you're saying.
Well, I'm not trying to get patio jet washing. You know, yeah, it would be nice, but I'm muddying the water of my advert that I'm paying for.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
And now that's worked really well. But if I'd done and it's the same, I think this is the big one with leaflets. People put too much on their leaflets.
Mate, I was just about to say this. This is a fantastic point. Go.
Yeah, people put too much on their leaflets. And what happens is someone gets that through the door and it just looks like
shit.
It just looks like a flyer.
Yeah.
And they bin it. Whereas if you've just got something that says window cleaning or Does your patio need cleaning?
Yeah, totally.
You know,
totally
it's straight
agree.
to the point.
Unbelievable, yeah.
I mean, leaflets have got quite a low conversion rate anyway.
Yeah.
But to really increase that conversion rate even a little bit, and if you're talking 0.5% when you're delivering 10,000 leaflets, that's still quite a few more jobs.
I'll tell you what I'll do. Next episode, I'll bring my leaflet in, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, honestly, I feel like I've got the best we've been working in your area leaflet. Mm-hmm. It's the most simplest thing ever.
I think sometimes, like, they say KISS, didn't they? Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah, totally, yeah.
So you just got to keep it simple, and that works so much better than
massively
trying to muddy the waters.
I had this perfect example, digressing ever so slightly, but perfect example. I rang the doctors 111, right, when I was ill. Spoke to a woman, mate, I felt like I spoke to 500 people after that 111. Everyone wanted to ring me. Oh, hello, mate, yeah. Oh, did you ring 111? Yeah. Oh, right, can you do this, can you do that? Anyway, got off the phone, my missus looked at me, she went, do you got an appointment then? I said, do you know what? I said, I actually don't know what any of that was about. And she went, you're joking, didn't you? And I went, no. And she went, I said, all I heard was 5 minutes past 12 and Broomfields. I said, I don't even know if it's booked. She went, seriously? And I went, and then someone else rang me back, right? Someone else rang me back. Or I rang them. And I said, can you check if I've got an out-of-hours GP appointment? She said, I can confirm there is an out-of-hours GP in Broomfields Hospital. And I went, I didn't ask you that. I know you have that. She went, what are you asking me then? And I went, if I have an appointment. She went, oh, well, that's a different entity to us. And I went, but I've rung Chelmsford Hospital. You're in Chelmsford Hospital. And you think like, mate, I don't even know what's going on here now. You think you just gave me so much information, you just killed my brain.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Totally agree with have you seen the vans and they pull up and you're like, fuck mate, like, oh, RJ and Sons, we do this, and you think, wow mate, I didn't get any of that.
So yeah, sometimes it can be, and like, don't get me wrong, I've been there and I've done it and I've
we've
sent
all
the
done
leaflets out with everything on it and I'm not saying that I'm perfect and I've done it right from the beginning.
Yeah.
But I did, when I first started, I had
You're
like
perfect
9,
to me, mate.
Thanks baby. I had 9 different leaflets. I had like one for pressure washing, one for window cleaning, one for...
Did you put all 9 through at a time?
No, so if I was doing an artificial grass clean, you weren't really... If someone had artificial grass and I was window cleaning them, I would post them.
Yeah.
Or if I saw one from next door, I would go and deliver one of those leaflets. And for pressure washing or window cleaning, I'd do... If I was window cleaning, I'd do the rest of the street.
Yeah.
And they're all very specific to whatever service I was doing. And then I started doing these leaflets with more than one service on.
Yeah.
Which I don't think are a bad thing. I mean, you should be doing something. But it got to the point where I didn't need to drum up business as desperately as I did when I first started.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
But there was a very clear drop off on like door to door not door to knock, but leaflet conversion.
Yeah.
Because I was just, it's like, oh, brilliant. I don't need that. Like if you're giving something and they need a window cleaner, and then you post a window cleaning leaflet through the door, well, they're going to get in touch. But if you post a generic cleaning leaflet with all your services on, they ain't going to read it and find out if you do window cleaning.
Do you know what? I agree entirely. I agree entirely. Yeah, because I was thinking about this because I've got a great leaflet. Sound like Donald Trump. Then I've got a great leaflet for we're working next door.
Hair as well, you know.
We're working next door. Yeah. Honestly, I think it's dynamite. It just makes sense. But I canvassed the whole road the other day. And I was working on it, I was working on it, because on my leaflet you have to put what house number you're working at to make the leaflet make sense. But I sat there and I thought to myself, do you know what I think would be dynamite? If you just had a leaflet saying, do you need a window cleaner? Call me. Or like words to that effect.
So that's some of the Facebook ads that I'm running at the moment.
Yeah.
Some of them are super basic like that.
It's, you know, the KitchenAid, it's like your country needs you. Yeah. It's like, do you need a window cleaner? Call us.
So we're trialing something super basic like that. And then also something a lot more in depth, which talks about the process of signing up. And we're just going to see what performs better. Because I tell you what, right, I sat there and I thought to myself, do you know when I was making one of the very first leaflets, right, I started talking about my water-fed pole. Yeah, mate, we clean it from the ground, do you know what I mean? And then I sat there and I thought to myself... People don't give a shit, man.
When was the last time you walked in your butcher's and he started telling you about his new fridge, keeping the meat cold? You would have gone, mate, shut up
give me
my sausages.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you? You don't care.
Give me the meat.
Do you know what I mean? Just slap that steak across my face. But you would do, wouldn't you? Yeah. And it's like, mate, do you want your windows cleaned? Oh, yeah, but we got this new pole. And it's like, mate, do you want them cleaned? Yeah, I'll clean them. That's it. Just keep it like that.
So just to prove that point, my window cleaning advert is a picture of me holding a water-fed pole. When you inquire, the WhatsApp sends you a message with a picture of me cleaning a window with a water-fed pole. And I'm sure there's another picture somewhere along the process.
So they get the
and
idea.
I still turn up and people are like, "Oh, you're not going to dry the windows?"
It's like, yeah, you don't, yeah.
Oh, I didn't realise you're doing it that way.
You're joking? Is that what
I've had that twice. And it's like, people don't care.
No, it's mind-blowing.
It's a numbers game, isn't it? It's a numbers game. You've got to get as many.
You literally do,
as many in as possible.
But it's a funny old thing, isn't it? Because no matter how many times you do something, you still like get surprised.
Yeah.
And it's still like you'll be doing something for ages, and then it'll twig, and you go, mate, how did I not think of that? Or how does that not work? Do you know what I mean?
We're on that trail of 4.
I've got one more thing to add as well.
Go on, carry on.
No,
I'm trying to find the statistics.
I was going to say, do you know what else was a train of thought of mine over the week when I was ill? And I thought to myself,
ending it all?
Yeah.
No,
that's a daily occurrence. No, it was, do you know what name of business I think is incredible? And it's going to sound like I'm up his arse, but I'm not.
Love Honey.
No. As in, like, you know, like when you're coming up with a name for your business. Mate, I'm not even joking. I'm seriously thinking about rebranding. This is how.
Oh, you've just had your van done.
No, but this is how much I believe.
You said it wouldn't take long.
But this is how much I believe in this. Yeah, this is no joke. Geographical. What you do. That's it. There's nothing else to it. I'll give you the best example.
Go on.
Rayleigh Gutter Clean.
Yeah.
It's
good for SEO.
No, mate, I think it's just good in life. Like, think about it, right? Imagine if you didn't know him, right? Mate, it's going to sound like I'm right up his street.
No, I completely agree with you.
But now imagine you wanted a bed and you typed in, like, and you was in Southend and it literally came up Westcliff Beds. It's like, well, these geezers are absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's good for SEO.
It's absolutely blinding.
Yeah.
I don't know how to run it, but I might just blast it, because flat pack's massive for me. I was doing flat pack today. I've done flat pack nearly, mate, there's not a week goes by I don't do flat pack, yeah? I was going to try and just corner flat pack in Essex. And I was going to just try and build a website just called the Essex Flat Pack Man or something like that. Because it's like, mate, I just find it so perfect. Just a geography and just what you do, and that's it. Do you know what I mean?
So you've got like 2 prongs to that. It tells people what you do.
Yeah.
Before you've done anything. So like curbside cleaning, what do I clean? Do you want me to come clean your kitchen? No, I don't do that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't tell them exactly. So you've got
Does that not infuriate you?
No, because I'm building a brand.
Yeah, but
you can't really brand like.
Yeah, but it's going back to the QR thing, isn't it? It's going back to rather than me scanning.
Like, what does Nike do?
Yeah, running sports attire.
Yeah, but you wouldn't know that from the name of it.
No, not at all.
So that's a brand.
Yeah, no. I know what you're saying. Yeah, but you don't have the luxury of being.
Eventually, I'll drop the cleaning.
And do what?
I'll just be curbside.
And do what?
Because people will know what I do in this area.
But what are you going to do apart from cleaning?
Enough company. No, I'm just saying, like, you've got 2 prongs with
that. As in you could be curbside car sales. Is that what you're trying to say? You can take it and just disappear on something else?
No.
Oh.
No, I'm saying the advantage of having something that's the geographical location and then what you do is it tells the people what you do straight away.
Yeah.
Right? But also what you just said as well.
Yeah, but I don't get what you're trying to say.
I don't know what I'm trying to say.
You said I'm trying to build a brand to drop the cleaning
what I'm
disappear.
saying is curbside cleaning doesn't tell you what it tells you. I do cleaning.
Yeah, I know that.
But it doesn't tell you what I clean. But like you're saying, Essex Flat Pack tells you exactly what
exactly.
You're doing.
And I know everyone that rings.
I'm saying that's a good thing.
No, totally. But like I've had it before. Someone's given me advice before, and they're like, "Oh, don't put too much on your business card because if they don't know what you do, they ring you." Worst advice I ever heard. Stop it. Stop going with that train of thought.
I've never heard that.
Have you never?
No.
Mate, have you ever seen business cards with nothing but a number on it?
Yeah.
Bruv, what do?
Bin 'em.
Do you think I'm ringing you and asking you? Mate, you're going straight in the fire. And I'm like, seriously?
That's like, I'm like, with branding and marketing, I'm like, it irrates me.
Mate, honestly,
I get really angry.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
It really winds me up.
But like, people have said that to me before. Yeah, don't put too much on it because like you want them to ring and find out. Mate, when was the last business you rung and said, mate, what'd you do?
I think there's a place for business cards with nothing on it, but only if you're networking. So, for example, if you've been at a party or in a social environment and you've been talking to people and you've gone, here's my details.
Yeah.
You're not trying to sell them anything.
Do you know you don't
You're
need...
just giving them your details.
You get that level when you don't need an introduction.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
When you're Alex Pereira, you hand out a business card with a number on it. And it's like, you ain't because you know that's Alex Pereira's card.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But
he's a UFC fighter. I know you're lost, but he's a UFC fighter.
Yeah. But my point is, like, if you're not trying to sell anything, then there's a place for it.
Totally.
But if you're trying to market your business,
totally.
Then definitely there should be.
I just think there's something so simple and so like, I know it sounds silly, but like, when you busted your tyre and you stood on the side of the road, there's probably like AA tyres, Abacus tyres, this tyres, Holy tyres, and then if there was one and you see like a road sign for like Kidderminster and it said Kidderminster tyres, you'd be like, Kidderminster, boom, I'm here.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, bruv, I'm here. It's like, it makes sense.
True.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I would do anyway. Like, if I'm in the area and someone like...
But then also you could argue that if I was in the next town over...
Yeah.
I might go with someone else.
Yeah, agreed. I'll tell you what will blow your mind, right? I'm in Southwood and Ferries, yeah? Do you know how close that is to Wickford?
Yeah, relatively.
I got a call from an old girl Sunday saying, can I put a curtain pole up? I said, where are you? She said, Wickford. Do you come here? I said, yeah. I said, you're 5 minutes down the road. She said, a lot of people wouldn't go. And I was like, no, your generation, not mine.
She might not have seen where you're based, though.
But I told her South Woodham.
Yeah. Oh.
She said, where are you? That was her opening gambit. Where are you? And I said, South Woodham. But I thought to myself... No detriment and no disrespect to her, but how narrow-minded is she? Yeah. Like, I'm born in Wickford, I'll live in Wickford, and I'll die in Wickford. It's mad, isn't it? How the generation has changed. Do you know what I mean?
Like, so I had a booking in Basildon. Yeah. Which I cover Billericay. It's 5 minutes from Basildon. So you could argue, why wouldn't you just go and do it? You're 5 minutes away. But I turned it down.
Why? Was it a one-off or?
No, it was a regular booking.
Well, window clean.
Yeah.
If it's the only one in the area, yeah.
But it's... I know it's completely different because you're putting up a curtain rail, so it's like, it's a job.
Yeah.
But some people have their areas and they just stick to what they know. And I think that's absolutely fine as well. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, I agree. There's nothing, I agree entirely.
In my first year, I would have gone to Basildon. But now, unfortunate enough, where I don't have to do that. So I have got the ability to turn it down. Not that I would, like, if it was a pressure washing job, I'd go and do it. But just for that regular window cleaning, it just doesn't make sense for me to go out that way and do it.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
But yeah, just whilst we're talking about marketing and stuff, I just thought it'd be interesting to talk about how much I spent and how many leads I got in.
Oh, right, yeah.
So during January, this is just Facebook ads, not on, not including Google or anything else. I spent £398, so 400 quid. That got me 81 inquiries, which was £4.92 a lead. So all these people...
That's incredible, bruv.
When you consider some people will put £5 or £10 a day on Facebook, it's not enough, because although, £5 a lead, but you might spend 30 quid before you get
any
6 inquiries.
Any traction,
So all I'd say to people, just based on what I've learned over the last 4 weeks, if you're going to run a Facebook ad, you're better off doing £20 to £40 a day, but running it for a week or 2 weeks. rather than trying to run it for a whole month.
And answer me this.
Budget.
And answer me this, because I've got a Facebook thing running at the minute, and mate, I have no luck with Facebook. It is the worst thing ever for me. I've spent £100 for 7 days, which I know is not the biggest budget, right? However,
let's work out what that is a day. £14 a day.
£14 a day.
Yeah.
And it's saying like, so I come across my picture the other day, and it was, I think I spoke to you about it. It was on the Reels, and I was like, I didn't really want it on the Reel.
You can tell.
I wanted it on the main page as people scroll down, and Emma said no, it should do all of them, or you said it should do all of them.
Yeah, it will do all of them unless you turn them off.
But what have you targeted your audience, or are you just in front of people?
Yeah, so I've got a targeted area.
Because ultimately, people just stumble across me. Does that make sense, or is that how it works?
That's how it works.
Oh, it is.
So, and this is the great. So, we could do a whole episode on this, but just to give a very, very basic understanding of it, you've got lots of forms of marketing, but let's talk about Google and Facebook. When you market on Google, when someone finds you, it's because they've typed in. Let's go window cleaning, for example. So someone types in window cleaner in Rayleigh. They're actively looking for a window cleaner in Rayleigh.
Yeah, agreed.
So they might then click on my ad and inquire and book in, because they're actively looking for that. That might cost me £10. So the cost is higher, but the intent is higher. With Facebook, what do they call it? Interruption marketing.
That's it, interruption marketing.
So you're putting your advert in front of people.
What's it called again, mate?
Whether they're looking for it or
Mate,
not.
I'm dying, but I'm still here.
Yeah, he's got
the
it.
big man's still here.
So your cost per click. So I don't know if that'll tell me. So like there was 81 people that actually went through and made an inquiry.
Yeah.
But
from the interrupting marketing.
Yeah, there was 836 clicks. So 836 people clicked to get a quote, but they didn't put their details, and only 81 of them put their details in.
How
so
mad.
10% of the people that clicked on it
backed out. Isn't it amazing the percentage that back out?
Or 90% backed out.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it incredible?
But that's because they're not necessarily looking for a window cleaner. And then out of those 10% of people that inquire...
I've just found something else. Go on. Yeah, no, go.
Out of those 10% of people that inquire, you've got a percentage of them that have already got a window cleaner and are just price shopping. You've got a percentage of those that... their husband might be a window cleaner, or their brother or cousin, and they're going, well, this guy's charging this. Like, just thought I'd do a little bit of research for you.
Yeah.
You've got a bunch of people that just curious. They're never intended on getting a window cleaner, but it's an instant quote and they're happy to just find out. And then you've got the rest of them that, definitely want a window cleaner. And out of the people that definitely want a window cleaner, you've got a percentage of people that won't want to pay your price.
There's a lot along the way, isn't there?
Yeah, and then you're left with a sort of percentage. So out of those 81 leads, I think I got 12 bookings. So again, it's a little bit higher than 10%, which isn't great.
Do you know what's hard for me to kind of not get my head around, but do you know what's interesting, the way you're talking and the way I talk, is I was just about to say, no, I can't remember what I was going to say that instance, but the instance is I do maintenance as well, yeah? It's like, if something, curtain rails, right? You've just bought new curtains, you've got no curtain pole at the minute, right? It's got to go up, yeah? It's a need, it's not a want. Yeah? People want their windows done, they don't need it done. So I've come from an industry where it's like, mate, that's it. Like, there's no ifs and buts. I can do it, it's that. Game over. And it's like, mate, go ahead. Do you see what I'm saying? So I've kind of come from an industry where it's like, yeah, cool, mate, it's got to be done, go for it. To, can we just get a couple of ideas and that? Do you see what I mean? So where I'm trying to go into that industry, it's kind of hard for me to kind of understand why you might not get nice traction or no traction. But ultimately, it's just like, mate, you've already got a driveway, I'm just making it look a bit cleaner.
I think as well, this side of the industry is a lot more saturated.
Yeah.
There's more cleaners than there are handymen.
Massively, yeah.
So you went from a saturated market where you're not competing against as many people to competing against a lot more people. It's a lot it's a lower barrier to entry as well. Like being a handyman, you have to have a little bit of knowledge.
Yeah, great.
Whereas anyone can pick up a pressure washer. It doesn't mean they're going to do a good job.
Yeah, you are right.
But like,
you are right. Yeah.
Who's like, you wouldn't go and, like, not anyone would go and install a curtain rail.
I know what you mean.
You know, you'd just be so out of your depth if you didn't know what you was doing.
So to strengthen your facts, to strengthen your point, I've gone round more houses where the old man's had a go at cleaning than he has DIY.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
I've gone round like 2 gaffs and they're like, I've walked in and I'm like, what's going on? They're like, I'll try putting it out myself, mate. Can you fix this? I'm like, yeah, I'll fix it. Whereas you go, you know, like when you go to pressure wash a driveway, I go, yeah, I'll use my machine, but it weren't all that.
Yeah, I've got a square metre in and I gave up.
Yeah.
Took me an hour.
Yeah, and it's like, and there's just muck everywhere. They cracked a window and you think, leave it out, geese.
Yeah. Oh, I've got a jet wash in the garage.
Oh, mate. Yeah. How many times you heard that?
Every job I go to.
Mate, you've probably heard this as well. Some dude said to me, oh, I've got some sand, mate. And I went, oh, have you? Have you, mate?
Builder's sand?
No. You know the sand thing. Yeah. Oh, mate, yeah, I've got the sand. Don't worry. Yeah, you turn up, mate, 45 years old.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like, it's solid. Yeah. I'm like, geez, like, what is this? Do you know what I mean?
I've had this conversation a couple of times this week from people, and they're like, they've had jobs and they've said, oh, the weeds come back really quickly. It's like, well, okay, what happened? Well, did you use hypo? Yeah, you used hypo. Did you resand it? No, a customer was going to resand it themselves.
Yeah, 2 weeks later, still not done.
I will never not resand a job.
No,
if
never.
the customer insists, I'll say find another person to clean it.
No, I agree.
Because I'm putting my name on that job for ultimately, like, and the sand is a big deal. There's a lot that can go wrong if you don't resand.
Do you know what as well? I think to myself, mate, you've just done the hard work.
Yeah.
You've done all that hard work to not resand it and ultimately bugger the whole job.
Yeah.
Like, mate, resanding's 10 minutes.
Sometimes, yeah.
Do you want to hear something hilarious that happened to me? It just popped back in my head.
Go on.
Geezer said, oh, can you done DIY, done flat packs today. A house on the Wick. Yeah, double wardrobe. All right, sweet, mate, yeah. Done it and that. Didn't close the door, did I? Didn't shut the door in the bedroom. Fucking built it, put it all in. Door don't shut. He's come in, I went, you right, Gazer? I went, I've just clocked that with the door. And he went, oh, do you want to move the wardrobes? I went, no. I said, I'll just undo your door, mate. He went, seriously? And I went, yeah. I said, I'm not moving the wardrobes, like, for the sake of that.
Yeah.
He was like, all right, then no worries. And I was like, mate, that is the funniest thing. I've got a video on my phone.
You got lucky there, though.
Because you imagine, he's like, no, you ain't touching that door. I was just literally 6 screws, popped it out, opened it up, sorted it out, and then just screwed it back in. Oh, mate, I couldn't believe it.
But you live and you learn, didn't you? You won't make the same mistake again.
Mate, I'm not going to lie, it should have been a 3-hour job. It took me 6. I am so ill.
Yeah,
I'm just not thinking.
Do
you know what, though? What a legend. He opened up the door, he was coughing and spluttering, and I went, mate, have we got the same thing? He said, yeah. And he went, oh, cough, I've had it for about a week. And I went, same as me, geez. I said, I'm on amoxicillin. He went, I can't have that, I'm on something else. And anyway, he said, go on. He went, I'll make you a cup of tea. And I said, bring up the honey, mate. I said, because it sorts my cough out. So he brought the honey up. Fucking gone downstairs, come back up, mate. He had a bacon roll with him. I couldn't believe it. Done me a bacon roll, the geezer.
I love that.
You
get looked after, didn't you?
They love me, mate.
When you're going into people's houses, I think they look after you a little bit better.
Do you know, I'll tell you what, that's one thing I love about maintenance.
I always get looked after more when I'm doing carpet cleaning.
Yeah.
Because I'm indoors and they've got to like be in the same vicinity as you, whereas when you're outside they can kind of ignore you.
It's not always like that though. Like,
no,
mate,
because it's not always.
I see some people in that, they're just like cracking on, making tea and that, and I'm just stood there and I'm like, mate, am I a mirage?
Yeah.
How are you not made me a drink yet?
Yeah, or even offered.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that happens a lot. Don't even get offered.
I find that crazy rude. And people will be like, no, like you expect it as tradesmen. No, mate, no, it's just manners.
Yeah, like I don't really drink hot drinks during the day.
Do you not?
Not anymore, no. I mean, I found out I'm intolerant to coffee and I can't have milk. So it's an awkward conversation where someone's like, do you want a cup of tea? And I'm like, yeah, have you got any oat milk though? Because like...
Stop carrying little sachets.
Yeah, like it's just, I'd rather just say, no, I'm all good, I've got my juice for me, mate.
I've made watermen tea before outside the gaff.
Yeah.
You know when they're working in the street?
Yeah, but you're a thoughtful dude.
I just think it's just, like, mate, what's a cup of tea? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And I don't even make it, I just get the old woman to make it. No, I make it, don't be silly.
Right, wrap it up, that's a good episode.
I can't smell nothing but them black magic or black ice.
You can smell anything with that cough.
It's incredible.
Guys, thanks again for another cracking episode.
See if you can get through the outro without dying.
I was going to ask something. Me and my missus was talking about something, can't remember.
Anyway, listen guys, thanks for another fantastic episode. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments about the QR code, please. And also, let us know if you're planning on attending to the expo, because we do want to get a bit of an idea on numbers.
8 weeks, I think, or 7 weeks when this comes out.
Exactly that. So drop us a comment, guys, in the comments below, funny enough. And remember, stay cleaning!